This kit is just thick. The name of this kit should have honestly been a Thick Boy Dilanza because it's beefy all the ways around, guys. Let's take a look at this phenomenal Witch from Mercury kit. What's going on, Dad Life Gunpla? Today we are bringing you guys Dilanza. Like I said, this thing is thick. As you can see just from the art display on the box, man, it's you'll see it in a little bit. I did a little size comparison with the RX-78 just to give you an idea of what you'll be looking at. So this thing is just phenomenal. The box itself, you gotta love the Witch from Mercury kits. The design on the boxes are outstanding. It's a solid kit all the ways around, and I honestly think this, when it came out, it got some love, but it got quickly brushed aside just because, you know, there's so many great kits in this set. Cracking this box open, I just loved it. Honestly, right there, you're greeted with that huge effect parts, and you'll see a little bit later, guys, it's a massive thing. So with that, you can see there's not a lot of runners, but honestly, what they do with these kits is just astounding with the small amount of parts that actually go into it. You're always satisfied with the build afterwards. You can see that there's still not a ton on there to build, and it is kind of thicker, so expect some larger pieces as you go through. Here is runner A with that multi-color, just a little bit of yellow mixed in there. Then there is your dark grayish color. It's almost kind of tonal line of a little bit of a brown. Purple or mauve, I think listed as mauve on the actual color setup as C. Here's D1, which is again mostly the shoulder parts, the skirt, and then a little bit of the weapons. And of course, that's massive effect parts that you've seen right as you open the box for that actual spear of his. Color correcting stickers, there's like none. I love it. Those are for the eyes. And then, of course, is the gun. So here is the finished product, guys. Like I said, this thing is thick. It is, the legs on this thing is just so stout. They're so thick, honestly, there's not even the side skirts to cover the legs like this traditional like mobile suit build. So man, but it's awesome. This kit was very simple to build, very easy. The Witch from Mercury line, I can't preach it enough how awesome they did with this kit, and I hope they continue to carry this through with whatever series they go into next. But as you can see right here is all the accessories with the effect parts on that you get with the kit. You get that just massive spear. I'm gonna hold it up here in a second for you guys to take a quick look at, but massive spear. It doesn't even fit on the base, it's so long. You get that beam rifle, and then you also have his large sword. But you can see right here, here is that weapon. It's a simple slide in for the effect there. They utilize this for all the parts. They actually utilize it also for storing, because both the beam rifle and the sword store underneath each side of the shoulder plates. And it's kind of nice. You'll see a little bit later because I did put that on there. And you can see it just slides on. Actually, both of them utilize that as well. The beam rifle has that same kind of like groove where it slides in there too. So everything fits nicely on this kit to where you can actually store everything together with it. Quick movability. You can see with the head, there's not a lot of space. You gotta work with what you get, unfortunately. And it's also kind of tight there. Right there at the shoulder plate, it goes fully around. Then you can actually turn it all the ways around. There's adjustment there too. If you want to go all the ways around, you can. So there is a lot of posing opportunity for those big old shoulder shields, more or less. They're actually shields, I would say. But you have a nice adjustment. The actual shoulder plate itself comes up, full 360 spin at the shoulder joint. Then, of course, with a lot of the Witch from Mercury kits, they have that a little extra right there from the chest into the shoulder. Nice double joint bend right there on the arms. And then how many times can I say there, guys? But there is a nice bend at that upper bicep. Of course, ball joint for the hands, no polycap there, so that's kind of inserted right into plastic. A full bend all the ways around at the torso. Then there's actually some gimmicks for a little bit of a nice, decent ab crunch right there. It's solid. It's solid. You know, this kit, as being as thick as it is, has a lot of, you know, potential with it. So flip with the skirt, right there in the front skirt, those do move up. Unfortunately, you can see where you can't just go straight forwards with the leg. They're so thick. A lot of room in the back. And then once you move it to the side a little bit, you can go all the ways out with those legs. Just look how thick those are. I can't get past that, I'm sorry. Size comparison to my hand. Nice double bend right there at the knee. There is, and then you get down to the mechanics themselves. Of course, there's a little bit of swivel at the hip too to go in and out. Then nice little movement at the feet as well. It's split like that, just like the traditional Gundam series feet kind of split. That's nice. And then on the back here, with the butt flap, you have a nice up and down motion with that, allow for some room and movement with those legs. And then adjustment right there on both sides, just kind of bring it out. Again, all in mind how thick those legs are. Guys, here is the finished product with that first weapon, his main weapon, and probably the one displayed most is that massive spear type weapon that he has, the Partisan, I believe. But man, this thing is huge. I just love this kit. This is also a straight snap build. I should mention that, guys. There's no panel lining with it at all, so what you see is what you get. Again, you seen earlier, there's stickers literally for the eyes there, and then one for the beam rifle. Quick size comparison to the RX-78 that I mentioned. This is, of course, the Americana like Target exclusive, but as you can see, it's just massive. So I'm gonna have a couple of little, say minor complaints. The first one is the piece itself going into the shoulder unit is on a single ball joint that pegs into the front, and it gets a little loose. And then the top, I'm gonna call it crown because, guys, there's a reason he was a champion for a long time in this series, but it just a little loose, little what I don't like. And then of course the actual posing of the head, it's so tight, and there's a lot of different things that I feel like you should be able to do with it, and you just kind of can't. You can do some basic posing. All right, this thing is menacing all the ways through. I love Witch for Mercury kits, and this one has quickly become a very popular one of mine. It looks so great on display, guys. As you can see, this thing has a lot of posing. There is more with it than you can think. Single peg right there if you want to put it up on an action base, and it just sits on there. It's kind of little, since it's so thick, it kind of feels a bit ridiculous, but man, it looks good up on an action base. So I gotta ask, guys, what is your favorite Witch from Mercury grunt suit? Can you drop that down in the comments below? This is probably one of my favorites, honestly. I love that. I like this. It's not fully grunt suit because it does go to a main character and it's a little bit different, but at the same time, it's just pretty much an embellished grunt suit. The feather on the cap is just like the creme de la creme, guys. I can't get over that too. But this thing all the way around, solid kit, looks phenomenal on the shelf against the other ones, and you won't be disappointed. I do recommend this build for even the beginner, guys. It goes together so smooth. I honestly recommend most of the Witch from Mercury kits for beginners, at least the high grade scale. I just want to take a quick second, guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to my Gunpla fam. You guys are awesome. I'm looking forward to a new year. And a quick request from you guys, can you make sure you smash that like and subscribe channel? It helps me out in a big way. Until next time, love.